Hi everyone, welcome to MedCracker. Today we'll discuss about dural fold. Before talking about dural fold, we'll shortly describe about meninges. The brain as well as the spinal cord is surrounded by three layers of membrane is called meninges. That is the dura mater, arachnoid and pia mater. Dura is tough, thick and external fibrous layer, and arachnoid is thin and intermediate layer, whereas pia mater is delicate internal vasculated layer that is adherent to brain parenchyma. So dura mater is also known as pachymeninges. Pachy means thick, and arachnoid and pia mater collectively also known as leptomeninges. This is brain parenchyma and outer is skull bone, and this is meninges that is covering of brain. Three layer. Outermost is dura mater. This is dura mater, and then arachnoid mater. This is arachnoid mater, and then pia mater, innermost layer that is adherent to brain parenchyma. And here is space, subarachnoid space, subdural space. Sub means below, so subdural space means space below the dura mater. That is space between dura mater. Space between dura mater and arachnoid mater is subdural space, and subarachnoid means below the arachnoid mater. That is space between arachnoid mater and pia mater is subarachnoid space. Subarachnoid space. And another term will come epidural space. Epidural space, EP means above. EP means above. So epidural space is space between skull bone and dura mater. That is space between skull and dura mater is epidural space. Also talking about dura mater, cranial dura mater has two layers, but spinal dura mater has only one layer, that is inner meningeal layer. As shown in figure, cranial dura mater, this is cranial dura mater, it has two layers. Outer is periosteal layer and inner is meningeal layer. Here towards the skull bone, this is outer layer periosteal dura mater, and towards the inner brain parenchyma, this is inner dura mater, is called inner meningeal layer. Meningeal layer and periosteal layer, these are two layers of dura mater. But in spinal cord, only one layer is present, that is inner meningeal layer. Here, this is periosteal and meningeal layer of dura mater in brain. After crossing the foramen magnum, here is inner meningeal dura mater is continuous in spinal cord, but periosteal layer is not continuous towards spinal dura mater. Here, so in cranial dura mater, two layers are present, but in spinal dura mater, only one layer, that is meningeal, inner meningeal layer is present. So let's talk about cranial dura mater and about dural folding in cranial dura mater. Cranial dura mater. It's the tough, fibrous outer covering of brain external to subdural space. It consists of an outer periosteal layer and inner meningeal layer, as we discussed above. Cranial dura mater lies internal to epidural space, a potential space that contains the middle meningeal artery in the cranial cavity. We also talked about epidural space, that is space above the dura mater. The cranial dura mater consists of two layers. Cranial dura mater consists of two layers. and only one of these is continuous in spinal cord through the foramen magnum, that is meningeal layer. So meningeal layer is periosteal and meningeal. Two layer dura mater has two layer, periosteal and meningeal. Meningeal is continuous in spinal cord. Spinal cord only meningeal layer is continuous. At places, the meningeal layer of dura mater is folded on itself to form partition which divide the cranial cavity into compartment which lodge different parts of brain. That is, here dura mater outer layer and inner layer. In some part they are folded and making compartment, that is dural folding. This make dural folding and also contains the different dural venous sinuses. We'll talk later. Here it is outermost is periosteal layer, inner is meningeal layer. Outer periosteal layer, then meningeal layer folded among them, and formation of dural folding occurs here. Different folding like falx cerebri, tentorium cerebelli, falx cerebelli, and diaphragma sella is formed. Here falx means sickle shape. That is sickle shape dural folding that separates the two cerebral hemisphere partially is falx cerebri, and above the cerebelli this separates the cerebellum partially, and tentorium cerebelli is tent-like structure. Tentorium means tent-like structure that is above the cerebellum. Tent-like structure that separates the cerebrum and cerebellum. And another is diaphragma sella, means that forms the roof of sella turcica. We'll discuss detail later. From the figure we can see this is skull bone, and then dura mater two layer, then inner layer is folded here, and formation of falx cerebri, that is separates the right and left cerebral hemisphere partially. That is falx cerebri. Cerebri means separates the cerebrum. If separates the cerebellum, then falx cerebelli. Falx cerebri is this small structure that separates the right and left lobe of cerebellum. And then tentorium cerebelli, that is tent-like structure transversely. This separates the above and below, that is cerebellum is separated from cerebrum. And another is diaphragma sella. Here is diaphragma sella is circular dural folding that forms the roof of the hypophyseal fossa. Here this is coronal section, and we can see folding of dura mater, outer layer and inner layer is folded here, and deep inside the brain parenchyma separates the right and left cerebral hemisphere partially, not completely, and then goes like this. Here there is space that is filled with venous blood, so dural venous sinus is here, superior sagittal sinus and below inferior sagittal sinus. We'll discuss details in dural venous sinus later. Now let's discuss about falx cerebri. It is sickle shaped double layer of the dura mater lying between cerebral hemisphere, attached anteriorly to crista galli and posteriorly to tentorium cerebri. Crista galli is part of ethmoid bone. From figure we can see the falx cerebri attached to anterior to crista galli of ethmoid bone and posterior to tentorium cerebelli. This is transverse structure dural folding that separates the cerebrum and cerebellum, that is tentorium cerebelli. So posteriorly attached to tentorium cerebelli and anteriorly attached to crista galli. And another point, has free inferior concave border that contains inferior sagittal sinus and upper convex margin enclose the superior sagittal sinus. Here, this is falx cerebri. And this inferior border. This is inferior border which contains space filled with venous blood. So venous sinuses is inferiorly, so inferior sagittal sinus. This is inferior sagittal sinus and superior sagittal sinus. This is superior sagittal sinus. Now about falx cerebelli. It is small sickle shape projection between cerebellar hemisphere that separates the cerebellar hemisphere, right and left cerebellar hemisphere, attached to posterior and inferior part of tentorium. That is attached posterior and inferior part of tentorium. This is tentorium cerebelli. And this is falx cerebelli. That is attached to posterior and inferior surface of tentorium cerebelli. Falx cerebelli is attached to posterior and inferior surface of tentorium cerebelli that separates the right and left hemisphere, right and left lobe of the cerebellum, partially separates. Then contains the occipital sinus in its posterior border. This is occipital sinus that is contained in falx cerebelli. This is occipital sinus. Now we'll talk about tentorium cerebelli. It is crescentic fold of dura mater that supports the occipital lobe of cerebral hemisphere and covers the cerebellum. That covers the cerebellum. Tent-like structure that covers the cerebellum and supports the occipital lobe of cerebral hemisphere. Here, this is tentorium cerebelli. And inferiorly is cerebellum, superiorly is cerebral hemisphere, and this tentorium cerebelli supports the occipital lobe of cerebrum and it separates the cerebellum. This separates the cerebellum from cerebrum. It separates cerebellum from cerebrum. Tentorium cerebelli has free internal concave border which bounds the tentorial notch, whereas its external convex border encloses the transverse sinus posteriorly and the superior petrosal sinus anteriorly. The free border is anchored to the anterior clinoid process, whereas the attached border is attached to posterior clinoid process. Posteriorly, transverse sinus, it contains tentorium cerebelli contains transverse sinus, and anteriorly superior petrosal sinus, which both connect together and continues as sigmoid sinus. And lastly, diaphragma sella. It is circular horizontal fold of dura. Circular horizontal fold of dura that forms the roof of sella turcica, covering the pituitary gland or hypophysis. It has central aperture for the hypophyseal stalk or infundibulum. Here, this is dural lining, two-layer, and goes like this. Here, this circular folding is diaphragma sella that contains pituitary gland here. This is this bone is sphenoid bone. This is sphenoid bone. This is sphenoidal ear sinus, and this is sella turcica, and this is pituitary gland. And the diaphragma sella. This is diaphragma sella. This is sphenoid bone, and hypophyseal fossa. This is pituitary. This is infundibulum or stalk, and here dural folding. This circular folding of dura mater is diaphragma sella. This is diaphragma sella. We can also understand about the dural fold by in this way. Here, this is falx cerebri that separates the right and left cerebral hemisphere partially. And here, this is tentorium cerebelli that covers the cerebellum below and separates the cerebrum above. And then this is falx cerebelli that separates the cerebellar lobe. Tentorium cerebelli. And this is sella, this diaphragma sella. This is the sella turcica bone, and this structure is diaphragma sella. This is all about dural folding.